Hi, I'm Yasmin, and this is another episode of In-House where I invite my friends into my home to teach me something I don't know. For this episode, I've invited my friend Gossy into the apartment to teach me a very essential hair hack. So Gossy, what are you going to teach me today?
I feel like everywhere at the moment there's so many tutorials on how to blow your hair out properly, but to do that at home with a blow brush and not a Dyson is way too hard.
Blowouts are out.
Blowouts are out, Kylie Jenner waves are in. This is what we're doing today.
You heard it here first.
So I'm going to show you how to use two different sizes of the GHD tongs and how to create really, really effortless but also polished and textured waves at the same time. You can do it on Monday and it will still be looking good by Friday.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm skeptical. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So we've started with my hair wet. I've got it up in the Homie towel, shout out Homie.
Just brought a new fresh pair of sheets from them actually this morning.
Homie.
We love you.
So why do we start with wet hair, Gossy?
So we always want to start with wet hair because that's when products are going to soak into the hair cuticle the most. Also, any foundation that we do with the hair, so blow drying, that is going to create shine, luster, and smooth out the hair as well. However, if you have curlier hair, I would always recommend to blow it out first. So today, the products that we're going to be using from Mr. Smith, I've got the foundation. So essentially this is a cream product. What this does is just going to create a bit more hold through the hair while we blow dry. We have a little bit of mousse for the roots too, which I feel like is essential in any single hairstyle. I'm a big mousse man. The higher the hair, the closer to God or something like that anyway. We just want a bit of volume. I just feel like it's always like, especially like throughout the week as well, we want to make sure that the hair's not going flat. And then to finish off, we have a little bit of dry texture spray, and then we also have some oil by Blue as well.
Fantastic.
So, tips and tricks for blow drying your hair.
Yes.
If you have really, really, really naturally straight, shiny hair, you don't really have to do that much. What I would do is I would put in all of your products. So I always say around about like a 50-cent piece for mousse. Okay. Massage that into your roots as well. And then depending on how long your hair is as well, for your, like how long your hair is, and your hair is still quite thick, I would probably do a 50-cent piece of the foundation as well. See how that goes in the hair.
What is the foundation? What does that mean?
So the foundation is, well, I mean, it's just like, it's kind of like a blow dry product. So it's like a blow dry primer. Okay. So anything that will add a little bit of hold. So you're thinking like creams, mousses as well, you could put throughout the whole entire hair, and that's going to give you a little bit more hold too for when we actually do the style. If your hair is a little bit thinner, I always recommend sprays. Sprays are always going to be a number one go-to, even like a sea salt spray as well. If you have fine or thinner hair, not too much, but that's going to give you the hold that you need as well. If I could recommend one product, which I really, really like as well, it would be the Color Wow Dream Coat. It helps to just add so much shine and so much softness. Like you can literally turn your hair into glass.
Wow.
I know.
Oh my God.
It's incredible.
Glass skin, glass hair.
Glass skin, glass hair.
Glass everything.
We just want to be transparent in 2026. Like blowouts are always going to be there, but it's just like I've had enough. My arms are tired.
Like what were people coming to you for when it came to hair?
When it came to hair, blowouts. It was always like I'd do probably the best blowout you could get in Melbourne.
Wow. So I met Gossy on Imani's music video, the fabulous music video that is just doing so well. And it was like the first day we'd ever met was on set.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what happened, but we just bonded immediately. You gave Marnie the most incredible blowout. Would you call that a blowout?
The first day we did something that was a more polished version of what she has, and she didn't want it to look too done. I always love polished hair, but I always like to do a little bit more natural movement now. So, on to the next step.
Yes.
So when we rough dry our hair as well, I always say at home, flip your head upside down and then always blow dry it from here as well. So this is going to create more natural root. Over direction in your hair is going to create more volume. Wait until your hair is around about 90% dry And then once it's 90% dry, you can get a round brush, and then you can start taking sections, and then you can start smoothing it out. If you have a flat brush, you can also do it with that too. What that is going to do is it's just going to smooth out the cuticle for you.
Gotcha.
And it's just going to add that
it's
shine.
not frizzy.
It's not frizzy.
Yeah.
But make sure that you're always putting as much volume as you can upside down first.
I think everyone can relate to going to the hairdresser, getting a fresh haircut, getting a blowout, coming home being like, wow, I look amazing. And then your first shower, you just feel like a rat. What is that gap?
It's professional technique, and then also it can be a shock factor. Like if
Right.
you always, when you get a haircut for the first time, if you want a fringe, if you want something drastic, if you want layers, go in soft, don't go in hard.
Yeah.
You're always better off getting like a soft, subtle change.
Yeah.
Before going into something extreme. You want to work with your hairdresser. Most of the time people are like showing like Victoria's Secret, like all of these photos, or like, you know, Bella Hadid, for example, like there's extensions, there's like 4 hours that are going into that hairstyle and stuff like that as well. So most of the time you want to get a haircut that's going to be tailored to you, your routine, and what you do. Shall we blow? If you over directing, it's just like making sure that it's going like the opposite direction of how you want it to lay. And then, so that way it just like I said, incorporates a lot more volume, and then it just makes it a little bit more like airy as well. Whereas I find otherwise if I was just to go down like this, that's just gonna go flat straight away. Oh, you've got a little grey.
I know, I got a couple of greys. Let's talk about that actually.
So grey hairs is essentially, it's the melanin in your hair follicle. It just dies, and then with that it also alters the hair follicle too, so that's why greys are a little bit more coarser. Actually, that's one in that grey. I think like we just need to embrace it.
Apparently if you pull them out, they just grow back.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to dye my hair, but I guess it'll get to a point where I kind of have too many greys.
Obviously, like a lot of people will dye them. If you have blonde hair, it's a lot easier to hide them because you can just put them in highlights. Whereas if you have darker hair, it's quite harder. Like a lot of people will just start getting tints. It can turn very expensive.
Yeah.
Like the standards are so opposite. Like with men, it's considered quite sexy to have like a silver fox. But with women, like it's the complete opposite. It's just like, oh, like you've got to do this and you've got to do that.
I've always been like natural is best for everything, but part of that is just because I don't have the money and time to upkeep things. I never started nails. I never did anything with my hair.
It's about whatever feels comfortable for you. But I think there just needs to be a little bit more like pioneering behind it. Like I'll always just like talk somebody up and I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just like, embrace it.
I felt like my body was failing me in a way. And I was like, oh my God, how dare you reveal my real age?
That's
because
so dramatic.
How old did you think I was when you met me?
Like 32, 33?
28.
20. You had it all going together. I was like, she doesn't have the experience of a 28-year-old. I mean, let's be real. I was still an absolute delinquent when I was 28. This is to just like put some like volume and like movement into your hair really, really simply. It doesn't need to be really like difficult or anything like that. You can do this with a flat brush. You can do it with a round brush. We just want to make sure that we've got some tension. We're hitting it from all different angles.
Oh, different angles.
To just stretch out the cuticle and put some volume into the hair. Oh. And then from here, we're just gonna twist and twist. If you have a Dyson Airwrap, this is the stage where I would be getting that at, to just like do it with their little rough dry attachment. So down and then twist, and then twist like that. And then you just have a beautiful little natural curl. You have really good hold in your hair.
Oh, well, fab. So how long did you do hair for? Because you told me that you're sort of moving out of hair now.
Yes. I've always wanted to do, like, since I was a kid, and you know, it was one of the main reasons that I also really moved to Melbourne as well. Like I wanted to expand and just like become like the world's like best hairdresser.
Yeah.
And like I've been very fortunate. Like I've always worked in really, really amazing salons, and like I've worked with really, really amazing bosses, and like been surrounded by really, really, really big people like in the industry as well.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I think like actually like sitting down with it like one day, and I was just like, I don't know if this is actually something that I want to do for the rest of my life. And I feel like number one, being a Gemini, like
Yeah.
we're always shopping and changing. And I just think like you can get something out of something and it can be amazing and it doesn't have to be permanent. You know, it's just like kind of like on to the next thing.
Yeah, and the next thing being?
So I will be starting PTing. My whole goal is not to just be a PT. I really want to create like a program for the queer community in Melbourne and really get people into the gym that haven't felt safe to do so in those spaces.
Yes, I think to really focus on how to make people feel welcome in that space is such a great motivation for wanting to be a PT, not just how do you get biceps and a six pack.
It can be really hard, like if you've never actually been a sporty person before.
Yes, I mean, you are very well built. Like, I mean, so much so that I was trying to cast you in a protein ad as the muscle man.
I actually do a lot of calisthenics, so
that's like body weight stuff.
Yeah, so like I would always like go for a run and I would always be like on the calisthenics gyms that they have on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And that
Are they like the gyms at the beach?
Yeah. And that was always like my go-to. So that was what I really enjoyed doing for many years. And then I started going to the gym like with my friend Josh when I was like 23. And like, I didn't really take it seriously, to be honest with you. It wasn't really anything that I still would rather like to move my body like a little bit more naturally. And then so calisthenics was always like my main priority and always running. And then it wasn't really until I moved to Melbourne because it just wasn't available. Like there aren't really any calisthenics parks. I couldn't really find like a calisthenics gym or anything like that. I want people to feel comfortable like in their own body, in their own space, and you know, like actually create like a community as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Also, where would you like your part?
I'm always in the center.
You're always in the center?
Yeah.
I feel like today we might do a little off-center.
Let's do it.
You're always better off doing a little bit off-center because then it will always just fall to how it needs to go anyway.
If you are modeling and you're kind of relinquishing your body, your face, your hair, your everything to a team, there's a lot of trust in that. I've spent too much time curating this that I don't want to just give it over. Sometimes for me, it's like, it's not what you're wearing. It genuinely is, as cliche as this sounds, how you feel in it.
I feel like if you like try and like do something that like just like you're not going to be comfortable in or just goes against you, like you'll just look awkward.
Uncomfortable. The other thing that I learned was color, like theory, like color for my body.
Yeah,
Which
color
one you are.
analysis.
Color analysis, exactly. And so I was told I was autumn, which is like browns and beige and just kind of everything that feels autumnal.
Yeah.
Does color theory relate? I suppose it does to hairdressing, right? Like,
Hugely.
Yeah.
Hugely.
How do you know? Like, is it the undertones of someone's skin?
Undertones of someone's skin, also what their natural hair color is. So like how whatever your natural hair color is how it will also lift at the same time. So like because your hair is obviously like almost like natural black, any bleach that I put on it, it's going to go red. Rather than like it would go red and then it would go orange rather than really like going blonde.
Yes.
So it's also like tailoring that in as well at the same time. Color theory actually exists in like the science of hair more so. So a lot of times when you like go to buy a hair color from the chemist, if it's like 7.11, that's double ash. So that's like double purple. And then so like different colors, so like copper, orange, blue, green, steel as well. Like there's all these different colors are meant to deposit and then counteract certain tones as well at the same time. So when you're a hairdresser, you actually know a lot about the color wheel. I mean, the color wheel analysis. So we've blown it out. This is obviously like a more, like this is like, I guess like a bit more of a polished version. How we're gonna curl the hair now is what I wanna make really simple and show you how to do it in some really, really simple steps. So the way that I would do this at home, if you're not sure how to do it, is split it into 3 sections. So we're gonna do the crown and her bangs last. So that will be the top section. Then we're gonna go through and do the middle, and then we're gonna go through and then like do like the back section as well. So what you wanna do here, if you have a clip, if you don't, it's fine. How you separate your hair is you wanna take your fingers, if you have nails, even better, and you just wanna like on your scalp, go like that. So drag your nails along the scalp, and then you kind of want to like lock your fingers over, and then that, pull the hair away, and then that is going to give you a nice, clean, even section. So you can go and give that a go, Dal.
So, like this? Like that?
Wow, I really just like was like full inspecting. It was so hard.
Did I do that?
Yeah, perfect.
Wow, okay,
Oh my God,
wow.
half up, half down.
God.
Tutorial done.
Shit, tutorial done.
And that's how you do it. Like this whole thing is foolproof. There's no technique. Alrighty, so curling iron wise, tong wise, I have the two GHDs today. So this is a GHD curve. This is really, really good for just like classic curls, something that's a little bit tighter, and then texture as well at the same time. This here is the GHD Grand Tong. It's also the new Kronos range that they have at the moment. The bigger the barrel, the looser the curl, essentially. I'm gonna be using both today because I want to create a little bit more variation, more texture, and make this as natural as possible while still looking refined too. We're also gonna be alternating directions. So basically what that means is like, if I ever say away from the face, it means that we're curling away from the face and that's going to frame everything. If we're going towards the face, that means that it's going in towards the face, essentially not framing everything, but we're not going to do that around the front because that's just not going to look very good. When you mismatch your directions as well, it's going to make it look a bit more broken up, a bit more natural. If you want to curl your hair in one direction, that's going to give you like that really, really nice kind of like glamorous wave or like glamorous curl, and it's all kind of going to fall into one pattern, which looks really, really good, but that also tends to drop a lot of the time as well, and then that won't last you as long as what this will. So from here, the bottom section, I'm going to do like more horizontal. So what that's going to do is that's going to create like a bit more of like a bouncier curl. So what I like to do before I put each curl in is I like to run the tong over it just once. And what that does is it just preheats the hair and gets it heated up. It just warms it up and actually will save you from damaging the hair as much. So I'm just loading it into the wand, rolling it through in the middle, and then rolling it all the way up, and then putting the ends in. Holding it there for 2 seconds. I'm just twirling that all the way out. And then you can hold that as well if you wanted that to hold into shape.
So when you're alternating, is it like that one and then that was a different direction, the next one?
So this one is going away from the face. This one I'm going to go towards the face. Yeah. So I'm going to thread it in. So the way that I did it before was that the clamp was over the hair. This time the clamp is going to be under the hair. And then so I'm running that through one more time and then wrapping around, securing that in place. I always recommend getting a tong with a clamp. It's just so much more versatile. So how I've done this down the bottom to make sure that it's nice and really, really bouncy is I've just done that horizontal pattern. What that's going to do is kind of create like that little like faux blowout look. And then once we brush that out, it's going to make it really, really fat like underneath, which is what Kylie's hair generally has. Now we're going to start switching and alternating our tongs and then also doing different techniques as well at the same time. So I've got the smaller tong now, which is going to create a little bit more of a curl. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to load the hair in like that. I'm going to do it not horizontal, but like on still a little bit of an angle, and then hold that there. And you want to try and make sure that you're kind of just like, you can hold it like this, and you're just loading the hair in the whole entire time. You want to make sure that the hair is like evenly heated as well, and you want to try, like once it's hot there, start wrapping around like that. One tip that I like to use is that you want to keep on feeding the hair, but then you want this part to go loose. And what that's going to do is that's going to create some shape for you as well. And then from here, you just want to slide the ends through the bottom as well. And then that's just going to give you like a quite nice natural curl. Now we're getting our bigger barrel. And like I said before, you can do this with one tong. You don't have to do this with both. I'm just doing it this way because we want you to be looking like you're going to walk out onto a red carpet. Ooh. And then, so we're going the opposite direction, warming that up. And then here, I'm going to show you how to do more of like this like textured curl that I don't really know if I invented, but like I just started doing it and I was just like, this looks really good, so I'm going to keep on going for it. So wrapping our hair in like that, and then rolling it all the way up. This is going towards the face as well, with changing our direction even more. And then once that's nice and hot, you want to wrap her around, make sure she's loose. Do it one more time. And then from here, what I do is I pull it straight. And when I wrap this all the way up again, pull down, and then make the ends go out nice and straight like that. And then what that is this is a little bit tighter, but once that brushes out, that's going to have a little bit more texture for you as well. One thing you can do during this whole thing is you can pull the curls out and make them a little bit more distressed too. And then that's just going to add like a little bit more variation through it too. We're just going to do like a classic curl. So I'm going to wrap this around, pull this all the way down. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to feed the hair into the tong, leaving the ends out because they don't need to be in straight away. They're going to curl quite well on their own. Feed the whole hair into it. Hold that for a little bit. And then what you can do is you can place your other hand underneath and then let the hair go. Hold on to it for like 5 seconds. I have hands of steel because I've done this a million times, but if you don't, that's fine. Don't worry about it. The hair is very hot. And then you just want to let that go. And that's going to give it a bit more of just like a natural bounce as well at the same time. So here we've got kind of like a little bit more of like a wave. This is a little bit more of like a textured curl here that I've just broken up because why not? And then this is a little bit more of like a bouncy curl, which is what we've done on the bottom too. So we're just creating a little bit more variation. Here, I'm gonna get my smaller tong now, and I'm gonna go towards Yasmin's face. And I'm just gonna do a wave like I did before. Actually, I might do a textured wave. This is the fun of it. You can just do whatever you want. And then the hair's still in there, wrapping it all the way up again. And just going like that. And then just pulling the ends nice and tight, like that. So what is your go-to hairstyle then, if you don't know how to do your own hair?
I slick it back.
You just slick it back?
If I'm like, I need to know that I'm going to look good and I'm going to look snatched, I just chuck a shit ton of eco gel in my hair. I slick it back so tight, I give myself a facelift, and then I either do a ponytail or a bun.
Yeah.
And that's my fail-safe hairstyle. I think for me, anything that's a down do, if it's not done properly, I just look disheveled. I used to always just get the blunt cut, like the shirt, like the same, you know.
Yeah,
Naomi
that's what
Campbell.
you had when I first met you.
Yes, the Naomi Campbell all the way around.
The whole reason she got layers was because of me.
It was literally because of you. So having layers does obviously give you at least something. Like if I've washed my hair and I just let it air dry, it does still have movement. Then I started going to Ellie Painter, who is in South Yarra.
Yeah, she did a really, really good job.
She did a great job, yeah. I think it comes down to as well how they frame my face, how short they go, and also the relationship between the front ones and the back. Because what I will say is when layers start to grow out for me, they start to look like hair extensions, and that's my worst nightmare.
Yes, that is like very classic curl. That is just wrapping the hair around the barrel and then letting that drop as well. If you can only do that, just do that all around the head and it will still look nice and it will still look bouncy.
Still do it opposite ways though?
Yeah, so still do it opposite ways. So this one's going in towards Yaz's face there. I just wanted to do that so it's gonna, when I brush it out, it's just gonna look really, really nice and bouncy around her face.
Bouncy.
Bouncy.
When I think of like French girl hair, it's almost always like knotted, not really brushed properly, and just not really trying too hard, and the antithesis to that is like the American sort of Victoria's Secret, like perfect blowout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they reflect different things about those cultures as well.
Oh, 100%.
Anyone who grew up on Tumblr has a really great grasp of like what they like and taste-wise, because I think Tumblr was the first time we had to think about, like when you're pinning, we had to think the way a creative director would, which is like what belongs where. It was almost like solving a puzzle.
Yeah.
You know, and like this board represents this and I'm pinning these things here because of this.
That's so true.
A lot of people don't have that type of discernment. Like they can't group images together and they can't be like, this relates to this.
Yeah.
But anyway, in that whole Tumblr aesthetic era,
Yeah.
what other kind of aesthetics were you coming across though when you were on Tumblr? Or was it
Okay.
just the emo? Because like, what does Lana Del Rey belong to? She is the representation of Tumblr to me.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's that like soft,
I mean,
almost
like-
like before coquette. Maybe she is coquette.
I feel like she's like very like, it's very like American with her though, like very like
Yeah.
American, like sweet, like kind of like sweetheart, but then
Yeah.
like also like this like weird like Midwestern like kind of vibe as well at the same, not weird, but like
Yeah.
this like Midwestern kind of vibe as well at the same time. I don't really know. I'm not like really like a huge Lana Del Rey
I wasn't
stan.
until recently, but I think, as in, I'm not a stan, but I recently started to understand that she had actually in some way influenced me. Like, I will never forget that cover of her with the bee, like, biting her lip.
Yes.
That to me was one of the most recognizable images on Tumblr
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, being a Tumblr girl was the beginning of what would become an influencer. But the difference was that a lot of the Tumblr girls were anonymous. You weren't following them for their face. You were following them for like their vibe
Yeah.
and what they were pinning, which I think is so interesting,
Yeah.
you know, because they're
Well-
kind of like curators of taste.
Like the internet, like now it's just like so different and
Yeah.
like it's not even like curating everything, like it's like actually like doing everything for an audience.
Yes.
Like I feel
Yes.
like most of the time like people aren't really like doing things for themselves.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, no one's doing anything just for themselves. They're doing it for this perceived audience. Even.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, you don't even know who those people are.
Exactly. I think like now we're probably going back to a little bit more of like a Tumblr era. Like I
Okay.
think people are kind of like getting sick and tired of like this kind of like made to be like perfect.
Yes.
And like it is, like it's exhausting. And like even, you know, I think like before COVID like happened, like I think people were really just like did not care. Whereas like now it's like very, very different. I'm just like, ooh, I'm like the fear of being perceived.
Yeah, the fear of being perceived is something I hear a lot of people talking about lately, actually. It's funny, I was saying actually on the previous episode with Maya, I actually have a fear of not being perceived. Like,
Okay.
one of the most insulting things that could happen to me is that people don't remember me or they don't look at me when I walk into a room.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because most people are like, I don't want to be looked at. I get offended if I don't get looked at.
Yeah.
I wonder what that is.
I know,
It's like
yeah.
main character syndrome.
It is a bit of main character syndrome.
Yeah.
I also think that's just being a fire sign, babe.
Yeah. It's almost the difference between what you'd wear, for example, to work and what you'd wear to like get drinks with a friend. If I knew I was going to a meeting, I would be thinking, oh, I need to look polished but conservative. I think that is also feeding into my brain when I'm thinking about what I'm posting on Instagram versus what I'm posting on TikTok. The most casual thing I've ever done on my Instagram is actually this show
Yeah.
where you hear me talking. It's funny because it's the thing people are responding to the most. I remember reading an article when I was in high school about the dangers of social media and how it was rewiring our brains. And I was 18 when I read that article and I thought, that's crazy.
You're like, no, that's spooky.
Yeah, and now at 34, I can vouch for the way that it has rewired my brain.
Yeah.
And my attention span.
I completely agree.
Even being aware of it doesn't make it any better.
So once I get to the top, I'm taking like smaller sections and I want it to be like a little bit more bouncy as well at the same time. I'm getting this as close as I can to the root without burning the scalp. We're just creating a little bit more bounce through the front here. It's just going to create that variation and not everything is just going to sit exactly the same. I'm going to wrap it all the way down like that, and I'm going to release. And then you've got a bit more of a bouncy one. We're getting to the bang part now, which is very exciting. I'm gonna do your bangs in like 2 different sections. With bangs, we always want them away from the face. I really wanna get in the root as well. Get it nice and hot at the root. Give it a twist. Keep on standing on the cord. And then pull out like that. Like your hair does hold.
Just with heat.
Just with heat. And so you just gotta make sure that you're having like a good heat protectant, like a good like foundation. I think Moroccan oil is what? Moroccan oil, very underrated product. We're gonna let you cool down for a second. And get you all brushed out. We're gonna use some dry texture spray. We're also going to use a little bit of oil, and then if we need to, we've got some hairspray for her front pieces as well. Flip your head over for me, please.
Yes.
And then
We're allowed to do
here.
this in my home.
We're allowed to do this now. I make people do this in the salon though. I'm like, this is mandatory. So with your texture spray, you want to go all at the base, all throughout the ends too. And flip your hair back up for me. Coyote ugly. There we go. And then from here, you can use a comb or you can just use your fingers if you want to use your fingers. I'm just going to lightly brush them. Give it a big shake. Give it a nice zhuzh. This one you get some oil. Less is always more when it comes to oil. Do not go ham.
Wow. All right, the big reveal.
The big reveal.
What have we done?
I reckon that looks good.
What do you call this?
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner.
Nice, soft, messy waves that are gonna last you for the whole entire week.
Well, thank you for being on this episode of In-House
Of
Gossy.
course, any single time.
I can't wait to try this myself. See if I get the same result. Thank you. Bye.